Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the November 16 regular meeting of City Council. The City of Parksville recognizes the people of the Coast Salish Nation and their traditional territory upon which we gather with gratitude. First of all, I'd like to mention that our Mayor, Mark Lefebvre, is away on business for the city in Victoria today, so he won't be with us this evening. So, with the agenda, are there any, could we have approval of agenda? Recommend, thank you. Pardon me? Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, we need to do the minutes, first of all. Thank you. Could we have adoption of the minutes? So moved. Right. Seconded by Councillor Oates. Any errors or omissions? Okay. All those in favor? Right. And that's unanimous. Thank you. Now moving on to the agenda. Do we have approval of the agenda? Thank you. Okay. Moved by Councillor Oates, seconded by Councillor Greer. And again, any errors or omissions? All those in favor? Okay. Thank you. That's carried. Okay, we do have one delegation tonight. We have the Parksville Community and Conference Center Society presenting their 2016 annual budget and financial plan. Presentation by Executive Director Margaret Spruit, President Kirk Walper, and Walper, and or is it the treasurer? I'm not sure. Okay, all right. Welcome.
Good evening. It's nice to see you again. We're here to present the 2016 budget. You are all electronically sent a copy. Hopefully you guys have them. We are trying to freeze some of our expenses this year and reduce some, keeping our request from the city down. So as you can see, it is only $1,000 more than what we wanted. So does anybody have any questions? Yes, everyone has received the document you sent along. Was there anything else you wanted to speak about it? Or? No, basically I just wanted to make you guys aware that we did try to cap a lot of the expenses and reduce some of them, trying to keep the costs down.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Powell.
Thank you, Worship. Thank you for your presentation on the budget. I'm going to refer, we do have a motion, I believe. I can find my... So one of the things that I would like to see, I would like to refer this back to staff or to yourselves for you to provide a budget showing the comparatives for the year 2013, 2014, and year-to-date for 2015. That's lacking in the presentation. We don't know where the money has gone. We don't know what's spent on what. And so I would like to refer it back to you to present those to us.
Okay. Actually, there is an actual 2014 on the budget. There's an actual 2013 on the budget. If you look at the front page, it goes budget 2013, actual 2013, 2014 budget, 2014
I'm sorry,
actual.
we don't have that.
We don't have that.
All we have is the budget, proposed budget for 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20,
You don't
21.
have the...
No, we have no actuals.
I apologize. I did send both, so I'm not sure what happened. I will make sure you guys get it. So.
We do have a motion on the floor. Is there a seconder? Seconded by Councillor Oates. Thank you.
Yeah, would you like me to make copies? Oh, okay.
Thank you, Your Worship. I think what we're asking for is more detailed report in the budget rather than just line items. We want to see actually, when you discuss certain items, we want to see the actual, where the money was actually spent. So we need a more clarification in this budget rather than just line objects.
Okay.
And the reason for this is quite simple. I mean, you know, it's difficult being a businessman and being in this position and seeing a budget like this that is a terrible looking budget as far as your end results go, where we're spending a lot of money and we're subsidizing for $267,000 and something. That's a lot of money. So we need more details on where the actual money is spent.
Okay, I can give you an itemized list of each category. It's going to be a very, very big budget, but I can give it to you.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Thank you, Councillor Greer. Councillor Powell.
Thank you, Your Worship. One of the things I'm curious about when I look to the CAO and the CAO in waiting, I had one nod their head and one shake their head. So I'm sort of confused whether we can accept that tonight. I'm not sure what you have there with the actuals.
It is the 2016 budget for the upcoming year, and it does have the past.
What I'm looking for is the actual to date for 2015. I'm looking for everything from 2014 and the comparatives, what was budgeted and what was spent in each category for 13, 14, and then the actual to date for 15.
Okay.
Do you have that now or no?
I do have it, but I don't have it categorized. I have it in the different ones.
Councillor Oates.
Okay, so what I think I'm hearing is the information that Councillor Powell requested is readily available. The information that Councillor Greer had requested was going to require a little bit more work on your part to put together for the categorize. In any event, whether or not the information is readily at hand here tonight, I would personally like to have it for a few days or a day or so before we make a decision. So, notwithstanding which information comes before us tonight, I don't think we can make a decision until we've had an opportunity to digest the information that I know you'll provide to us.
No problem.
So we do have a motion on the floor. If there's any further discussion. Okay. All in favor? Thank you. That is carried.
Thank you.
And thank you very much for coming tonight. Next on the agenda, we have one piece of correspondence tonight, and that's from the Regional District of Nanaimo, Northern Community Sewer Local Service Amendment Bylaw number 889.71. And this bylaw proposes to amend the apportionment formula by removing net septage costs. Do I have a mover and a seconder for the recommendation? Thank you. Councillor Greer. Do I have a seconder? Councillor Powell, thank you. Are there any questions, any discussion on this topic? Seeing none, could we have the vote, please? All in favor? Thank you very much. That is carried. And again, moving on in the agenda, we do have a report this evening. Mr. Russell, would you please give us background on the issue regarding second follow-up report, consolidation of the city's zoning and development bylaws to create one unified zoning and development bylaw for Parksville?
If I may, Your Worship. So the City of Parksville is presently subject to two separate zoning bylaws that happened when the resort area was brought into the city. As part of additional legislative requirements for consultation in advance of public hearing for the OCP amendment component, consultation has now been conducted in accordance with Council Resolution 15252 that was passed on October the 5th. So consultation was done and comments were received back from BC Parks, the Ministry of Transportation and Infrastructure, School District 69, and the Agricultural Land Commission. Based on the comments received, there does not appear to be anything that would preclude further consideration of the bylaws as have been carried to date by Council. Therefore, it would be appropriate later on this evening's agenda to consider a time and date for public hearing.
Do I have a mover and a seconder for a recommendation? Councillor Oates, seconded by Councillor Powell. Are there any questions or discussion? I actually have one question for Mr. Russell. I was curious about the comment that was made from the BC Parks Board, and wondering if there were any potential issues there based on the comments they made.
If I may, Your Worship. No, the comments do not cause any concern. While we can place regulations that may be more or less permissive than a provincial agency, when they're the landowner, whatever's the most restrictive parameter is what ultimately applies. So BC Parks is currently the owner of the foreshore, so there are more restrictive regulations apply at this point in time.
Thank you very much. Any further discussion? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All in favor? Thank you very much. That is carried. And continuing with reports, Mrs. Comas, would you please give us background on the issue regarding the renewal of the TELUS site license agreement?
Yes, Your Worship. This report is basically a housekeeping item with respect to renewal of a license agreement which has been in place for the past 5 years and to be renewed for an additional 5-year term. It's very similar to the Rogers Communication Agreement that Council approved earlier in the year. We have, from a staff perspective, there are no concerns with respect to renewal of the agreement, and it is an additional revenue source for the city. So the recommendations are as per the Council report.
Thank you. Do I have a mover and seconder for the recommendation? Thank you, Councillor Oates, seconded by Councillor Greer. Do we have any discussion or questions on the topic? Councillor Salter.
Am I on? Sorry, thank you, Ms. Mayor. So, as before, I cannot support this, and the reason I can't support it, and I think you've all seen enough yourselves to recognize that there are community members who have done the research and recognize that cell towers are not safe. WHO have indicated that they're not safe. WCB actually has a place, they actually have a line item that indicates that the employer is responsible because of radiation that occurs in the workplace, and that electromagnetic radiation isn't safe. So I know that it was mentioned previously that Oceanside Health said it was safe, so it was okay. I remain adamant. I still believe that it's not safe. If it is safe, then that needs to be proven. It hasn't been. It's the same thing as tobacco. Deep pockets. Doctors were smoking at the time that people were smoking cigarettes, and we're being told that cigarettes were safe when they weren't. So I really believe this is the same thing. From all my research, it certainly points to it. So in that vein, I cannot support this.
Thank you, Councillor Salter. Councillor Greer.
Thank you, Your Worship. I was wondering if the $10,000 is something that's going to stay there forever, or can we increase that rate at any time? They don't really have any other places to go.
Under the terms of the agreement, the $10,000 is fixed with CPI increases on an annual basis. So the amount does increase on an annual basis in accordance with the CPI rates.
Okay, great, thanks.
There's no one else on the speakers list. Any new discussion? No. Seeing none, all those in favor? All those opposed? Thank you. That is carried. Right, and item number 6, bylaws. So this is to advance to public hearing, Plan Parksville Amendment Bylaw 2015 number 1492.2 regarding the resort area regulation consolidation policy provision. Now, is it okay? I'll put them together. Right, thank you. And then zoning and development amendment bylaw 2015 number 2000.101. The map and text amendment, consolidation of zoning regulation in the resort area. Do I have a mover and a seconder for Councillor Greer and Councillor Salter? Thank you. Is there any discussion on the item? Being none, all those in favor? And opposed? Oh, unanimous. Thank you. That is carried. So, moving on to new business, I would like to start this evening, if I could start and close, actually. There's a proclamation presented from the PDBA. Respectfully request this, and I'm happy to oblige. A proclamation of Saturday, November 28th, Shop the Neighborhood Day in Parksville downtown. So this is a national initiative of Yellow Pages created to give Canadians a local shopping alternative on the Saturday between what has become known as Black Friday and Cyber Monday. The campaign also raises awareness of the larger impact our dollars have when spent locally. In 2014, over 200 business associations participated and 8,000 businesses offered 6,000 deals and promotions. PDBA, that's the Downtown Business Association, is one of the 400 business associations participating across Canada. Shop the Neighbourhood participating businesses and their deals can be found at yp.ca, which is the Yellow Page website, or by downloading the YP Shopwise app. So that's yellowpages.ca, looking for Parksville, but plus BC. Now, moving on, so I encourage you, if you are shopping for anyone this year in the holiday season, please consider shopping in our downtown and here in Parksville. Now, does any member of council have new business? Councillor Powell, Councillor Salter.
Thank you, Your Worship. Just to follow up on the PDBA events. They're going to have an event on November 26th at 6 p.m. called Parksville Downtown Christmas Light Up, which kicks off the season of the city. Mayor Mark Lefebvre will flip the switch to illuminate the giant sequoia on Morrison Avenue. They're invited. They're going to be singing carols with the Craig Bay choristers and enjoy hot chocolate and other treats. You've already mentioned the Shop the Neighbourhood, and they're going to have a North Pole Palooza. Is back for second years. Shoppers can enter between November 25th and December 20th to win a huge Gotta Love Downtown gift basket. There is a page and a bit. Oh, sorry, it's just a sneeze, it didn't come. And finally, they will again light up, have their pop-up Christmas trees with the lights on the rooftops at Coastal Community Credit Union, Kit and Caboodle Trading Company on Morrison, Eat Fresh, Urban Market, Scotiabank, and Life Support. So it's going to really bring in the Christmas season with a bang.
Thank you. And Councillor Salter.
And I just wanted to remind Council that the SOS Homeless Society have a dinner and a panel on November 24th, and it's going to be catered by the Pie Factory and starts at 4:30. So hope to see everyone there.
Thank you very much. I know it's on my calendar. Any other new business from Councillor? Okay. I would like to close with one other thing, and that is a reminder that a very important vote is taking place because we've already had one opportunity, but there are two more opportunities for residents to vote on the very important referendum or assent vote on the water treatment plant. The next one is this Wednesday, November 18th, and that is at the PCCC, the Civic Center community conference at Civic Center. Sorry, I got it switched around there. And there's another opportunity on the 21st, and at that date that is available both at the PCCC right here on Jensen and also at the Parksville Baptist Church. So hopefully we will get a good turnout. Thank you. If there's enough, yes, and I hadn't forgotten. And with no new business, do we have a motion to adjourn? Councillor Greer, seconded by anyone?